Hello, Grade 10 Wonders. It's me again, Ma'am Joffe, your companion to your Wonder Science adventure. Learn everything under the sun because here at Ma'am Joffe Science Videos, virtual science class is fun. So buckle up and get ready to power your mind. Last episode, we explored the different areas in the Philippines that are prone or vulnerable to volcanic activities using a political map. Specifically, you learn that volcanoes are generally described as mountains that emit a volcanic products like lava, rocks, ashes, and gases from the interior of the earth through its vents. Can you still recall what happens when tectonic plates move apart? Awesome! I commend you for your quick thinking. Remember, when the tectonic plates move apart, magma will ooze out from the cracks and fissures of the crust that are moving apart, forming vents. These will then lead to a formation of new land masses, volcanoes, and volcanic activity. Well done, Grade 10 Wonders! I am impressed with your progress. To start today's lesson, let's have a short game. Wonder Challengers, there will be 5 rounds. For each round, I will read a mystery statement and you need to identify whether it is true or false. Are you now ready? Let's begin. Level 1. The Philippines is vulnerable to tsunami due to the presence of offshore faults and trenches. The answer is true. The Philippines is vulnerable to tsunami due to the presence of offshore faults and trenches such as the Manila Trench. Level 2. A tsunami is a single wave. The answer is false. A tsunami is a series of waves. Level 3. A tsunami is similar with a storm surge. The answer is false. Tsunamis and storm surges are caused by different events. Storm surges are elevated sea levels produced by intense marine low-pressure system. Level 4. Tsunamis are commonly generated in the lithosphere zones under the ocean with two plates collide. The answer is false. Tsunamis are commonly generated in subduction zones under the ocean where two plates collide. And for the final level, on August 17, 1976, the strongest and most devastating tsunami was recorded in the Philippines. The correct answer is true. The strongest and most devastating tsunami was recorded in the Philippines happened on August 17, 1976. Excellent work, Wonder Challengers! How many items were you able to answer correctly? Well done! If you all got 5, you just earned your power badge. Grade 10 Wonders, don't forget to take note of the important details and write down in a piece of paper to easily remember our lesson. And now, kindly prepare the following materials: a piece of paper, a pencil or pen, and your self-learning module. Now that you are all set, draw your attention to this figure. What does the figure show? Just like any other maps that we had in the previous episodes, this figure is also a geophysical hazard map. It shows the areas in the Philippine archipelago that are at risk to tsunamis. You learned in the previous episode that you should be aware of all the earthquake hazards that could affect us and prepare for it, and not only the ground shaking caused by large earthquakes, but also other hazards like tsunamis. The Philippines is vulnerable to tsunami due to the presence of offshore faults and trenches such as Manila Trench, Negros Trench, Sulu Trench, Cotabato Trench, Philippine Trench, and the East Luzon Trough. Tsunamis in the Philippines are rare but could be devastating. What is a tsunami and how it is being formed? A tsunami is a series of sea waves commonly generated by under-the-sea earthquakes and whose heights could be greater than 5 meters. It is erroneously called tidal waves and sometimes mistakenly associated with storm surges. Tsunami can occur when the earthquake is shallow-seated and strong enough to displace part of the seabed and distributed the mass of water over it. Tsunamis are commonly generated in subduction zones under the ocean, where two plates collide, with one plate A moving down under the other, B. When plates get stuck, the overriding plate B gets distorted. Stuck area ruptures, triggering an earthquake and pushing up the ocean floor and seawater above. This starts the tsunami, which moves in opposite directions. According to the Philippine Volcanology and Seismology or PHIVOLCS, there are two types of tsunami generation: local tsunami and a far-field or distant tsunami. Let's discuss one by one. First, local tsunamis. These are confined to coast within 100 kilometers of the source, usually earthquakes and landslide or a pyroclastic flows. It can reach the shoreline within 2 to 5 minutes. The coastal areas in the Philippines, especially those facing the Pacific Ocean, South China Sea, Sulu Sea, and Celebes Sea can be affected by tsunamis that may be generated by local earthquakes. And second, far-field or distant tsunamis. This can travel 1 to 24 hours before reaching the coast of the nearby countries. Distant tsunami mainly coming from the countries bordering Pacific Ocean like Chile, Alaska in USA, and Japan. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center and the Northwest Pacific Tsunami Advisory Center are the responsible agencies that closely monitor Pacific-wide tsunami event and send tsunami warning to the countries around the Pacific Ocean. And now, draw your attention to this map. Can you identify the provinces that are at risk to tsunamis? If one of your answer is Siquijor, then you got it right. Located in the Central Visayas region in the Philippines, Siquijor is locally known as Island del Fuego or the Island of Fire, not because of the raging volcanic like what is found in Camiguin Island, but because of its mystical fireflies at night. A small and remote island in Visayas, but a perfect fusion of natural beauty, culture, and mystery. Do a cliff jump into the ocean, swim under its waterfalls, or get a chill evening vibe while enjoying the beautiful sunset. Going back to the map, most of the coastal areas have experienced a tsunami or have a tsunami hazard potential. These are the other provinces that are at risk to tsunamis: Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, Basilan, Batanes, Guimaras, Romblon, Surigao del Norte, Camiguin, and Masbate. Sulu and Tawi-Tawi took the top two seats because of their high potential for tsunami owing to their location between two nearby trenches, namely Sulu Trench and Cotabato Trench. On August 17, 1976, the strongest and most devastating tsunami was recorded in the Philippines. It reached a height of 9 meters that devastated more than 700 kilometers of coastline bordering Moro Gulf in the North Celebes Sea, known as the Midnight Killer. Around 8,000 people died, including the missing and unidentified. There are three natural signs that we need to remember when there is an approaching tsunami. First, an earthquake has occurred. Second, there an unusual sea level change. And third, you will hear a rumbling sound of approaching waves. When you are in a low-lying coastal area and you experience these three natural signs, move to higher grounds immediately. Grade 10 wonders, how are you so far? Don't forget to take note of the important details in a piece of paper. Remember, by taking down notes, you can easily recall our discussion. So there, you have just learned about the different areas in the Philippines that are at risk to tsunamis. Now, challenge yourself to do this 5-item quiz. I will read the question and choices once. You only given 5 seconds to write the letter of the correct answer for each question. You will be given 1 point score for every correct answer. Grade 10 wonders, let's play Science Pop Quiz. Question number 1. Which of the following rank highest with potential for tsunami due to its location? A. Sorsogon, B. Siquijor, C. Sulu, D. Basilan. The correct answer is letter C, Sulu. Question number 2. Which agency closely monitors Pacific-wide tsunami and sends tsunami warning to the countries around the Pacific Ocean? A. Manila Observatory, B. Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, C. Southeast Pacific Tsunami Advisory Center, and D. DENR. The correct answer is letter B, Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. Question number 3. The following are the signs of an approaching tsunami except blank. A. Earthquake has occurred. B. Unusual sea level change. C. Unusual lightning and thunder took place. D. Rumbling sound of approaching tsunami. The correct answer is letter C. Unusual lightning and thunder took place. Question number 4. Fill in the blank. Tsunami is commonly generated in blank. A. Low-lying shoreline. B. Ocean crust. C. Subduction zones. D. Continental crust. The correct answer is letter C. Subduction zones. Question number 5. The strongest and most devastating tsunami was recorded in the Philippines happened on blank. A. September 17, 1976. B. August 17, 1976. C. July 17, 1986. And D. October 17, 1986. The correct answer is letter B, August 17, 1976. Well done, Grade 10 Wonders! I am happy to know that you were able to challenge yourself to do the pop quiz. How many scores have you collected? For all the efforts that you do, I will give you another fantastic badge. As Grade 10 Wonders, remember to take part in preserving the Philippine resources. Our country is blessed with ecologically diverse and economically important coastal resources such as coral reefs, mangroves, beaches, and a variety of fisheries. The Philippine coastal areas and seas have served as the lifeblood of communities for many years. For your assignment, create an awareness campaign on saving the Philippine seas. Perform this activity with other family members or friends who are available to join you. Spread awareness and save our Philippine Seas using social media platforms. Share your awareness campaign to the online world and use hashtag WonderSeas. You did well today, Great 10 Wonders. I am excited to see all your outputs, and that ends our virtual science lesson for today. Don't worry, more science videos are coming your way. Always remember, science is fun for everyone. This has been your science teacher, Ma'am Joffe. See you next time for another episode of Fun Wonder Adventure only here at Ma'am Joffe's Science Videos.